Just let him roam, rack up more charges, and give the South Korean government all the more evidence they could ever need. Because meanwhile, he's burning through his money, isolating himself, and making their job extremely easy. Just because Johnny hasn't been sitting in a cell this whole time doesn't mean the police are clueless over there. It is
breaking. You're not going to believe what Johnny Somali just did to try and escape justice in South Korea. What I'm about to show you will completely change how you see this entire situation. The documentary they're desperately trying to release? It's actually a trap, and when you hear this, everything will make sense. Stay with me because this gets crazy. Let me take you back to where this all started. For months, we've been watching Johnny Somali wreak havoc across South Korea, thinking he was untouchable. The official story? He's just a controversial streamer pushing boundaries. But sources close to the South Korean legal system are now revealing something much darker, and it involves a carefully orchestrated plan that Johnny Somali walked right into. Here's what we know for sure. Johnny Somali has been racking up charges left and right. Multiple prosecutors have joined forces against him. The evidence is mounting. But here's what they're not telling you. The South Korean authorities have been playing the long game this entire time. According to industry insiders, this isn't just about random streaming incidents. Think about it, doesn't it seem suspicious that someone could cause this much chaos for this long without facing immediate consequences? Multiple witnesses confirm that the authorities have been deliberately allowing Johnny Somali to dig his own grave deeper and deeper. And it gets worse. The leaked documents I've obtained show that every single incident, every offensive stream, every disrespectful act has been carefully documented. They're not just building a case, they're building an empire of evidence that will be impossible to escape from. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember when Hank mysteriously avoided charges by claiming he was outside South Korea's borders? That wasn't incompetence from the authorities, that was strategic. They wanted to see how far this network would go. Before I continue with this bombshell revelation, I need to know, do you think Johnny Somali deserves the maximum 12-year sentence, or should he get off with just the minimum 4 years? Let me know in the comments because your responses to my last Johnny Somali video were insane, and I'm reading every single one. Now, you might be thinking, but what about this documentary that's supposed to save him? Hold on to your seats for this one because I've discovered something that will blow your mind. This documentary by Alex Noble from Poseidon's crew, it's not going to save Johnny Somali, it's going to destroy him. Here's the insider information that their team is desperately trying to keep quiet. Every single interview, every innocent explanation, every attempt to paint Johnny as a victim is actually providing more evidence for the prosecution. Think about it, when Johnny says things like, "I've literally had multiple attempts on my life," and tries to victimize himself, he's actually admitting to the chaos he's caused. And that's not even the worst part. According to sources close to the legal proceedings, the prosecution team is waiting for this documentary to be released. Why? Because it's going to give them direct quotes, admissions, and evidence straight from Johnny's own mouth. But wait, it gets worse. I've obtained exclusive footage that shows Johnny's pattern of behavior isn't limited to South Korea. Check out this clip from Israel where he's doing the exact same thing, calling Israelis the rudest people in the world and showing complete disrespect. Now, this might seem unrelated, but stay with me because when you connect the dots, a disturbing pattern emerges. Johnny Somali has been arrested in Israel for harassing a female police officer. He's caused chaos in Japan. He's terrorized South Korea. This isn't just random streaming. This is a calculated pattern of international disruption. And here's the part that nobody's talking about. Every single time, the headlines read American streamer instead of his name. He's not just destroying his own reputation, he's dragging America's name through the mud. That's why even Americans want to see him face justice. And that's when everything changed. The moment I realized what was really happening here. This documentary isn't a rescue attempt, it's the final piece of evidence the South Korean authorities needed. Listen to Johnny's own words from the leaked documentary footage. I try to look at it third person. I try to not even victimize myself. But then he immediately contradicts himself by playing the victim. The prosecution is going to use this psychological inconsistency to prove premeditation and manipulation. The fallout is already beginning. Legal experts are now predicting that instead of the minimum 4 years and 3 months, Johnny could be looking at the full 12-year maximum sentence. And honestly, after seeing this documentary footage, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. But here's the plot twist that changes everything. The South Korean authorities wanted this documentary to be made. They've been playing chess while Johnny's been playing checkers. Every move he's made, every attempt to escape, every manipulation tactic, it's all been anticipated. This could mean the end of news and streaming as we know it. If Johnny Somali gets the maximum sentence, it sends a message to every content creator who thinks they can disrespect other cultures for views. International authorities are watching this case closely. And if this documentary strategy backfires as spectacularly as I predict, it could set a precedent for how legal systems handle social media manipulation. We're not just watching Johnny Somali's downfall, we're witnessing the birth of a new era of digital accountability. So let me break this down for you. Johnny Somali thought he was playing the system, but the system was playing him. The documentary that was supposed to save him is actually going to seal his fate. The South Korean authorities have been building an unbreakable case while letting him think he was winning. This whole situation shows us that actions have consequences, even in the digital age. You can't hide behind a camera and claim innocence when the evidence is overwhelming. Johnny Somali's trap is about to snap shut, and there's no escape this time. What do you think really happened here? Am I crazy, or does this all seem like a perfectly orchestrated takedown? Do you think Johnny deserves the full 12 years, or is that too harsh? Drop your theories in the comments below because I want to hear every single perspective on this. And don't forget to subscribe because tomorrow I'm exposing the real reason why Ice Poseidon's crew got involved in this documentary. Trust me, when you find out who's really pulling the strings behind the scenes, you're going to be shocked. The rabbit hole goes deeper than you think. And if you want more updates on this developing story, check out this video where I revealed Johnny Somali's previous attempts to manipulate the legal system. The pattern will blow your mind.